All right, good evening. Let's go ahead and get started. Good evening. This is the Village of Biscayne Park Planning and Design Review Board meeting for Monday, January 6, 2025. It is now 6:30. Do the roll call. Edward Leyva. Here. Garrett Hammonds. David Gruen. Here. Pablo Tato. Gage Hartung, I'm here, as well as Janisha from the building department. We will go to the residents that are here and then we'll get back to the agenda after that. So the first will be 6A. I think everyone's here. 701 Northeast 119th Street, fence. Argenta and Groups Investments. And we're going in order the agenda too.
May you please go to the podium? Agenda item 6A, 701 Northeast 119th Street. Yeah.
So this is a new wood fence. It's starting at the corner. It goes out and around, all the way around the back, all within proper setbacks. Just how high is the fence, sir?
6 feet.
6 feet. Is that noted on here? 6 feet. Okay. And it is say it. And what type of wood fence is it?
Is a regular, good evening, my name is Dennis Lopez.
Board on board or shadow box or?
No, board on board. It's a regular one, like the most of the houses we can buy on the Home Depot.
Okay. There's a sheet that they ask you to just signify what type of fence it is so that the inspector knows what they're looking at. 'Cause
Okay.
Right now, it just says wood fence.
Yes.
So it could be, all kinds of different things.
Yeah, the poles and everything.
Yeah. So as long as it's 6 feet and you have, you submit that form, I think we should be fine. And then you have to provide some kind of stain or how is it going to be finished in the end?
Well, the owner is thinking about to keep the natural wood
It's a clear
with
stain.
no stain and no paint.
So just a clear sealer, basically.
That's right.
Stain.
Yes.
Okay. Huh? That's where the fence is going to locate it.
Yeah, one line is for the fence located, and the other one it was for the survey. Yes.
There's the. Second. It says wood fence. That was David Ed. Correct? All in favor, say aye. Aye. Okay, so you just need to submit that one form. It's the design.
And I think they need to pay some fee or something like that. I think so.
Yeah, that would be up to the building of
Yes.
the department. So they'll let you know what you
Yes.
owe, basically.
Yes.
We just want to know where the fence is going and what it's going to be. So you're good. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much.
All right, next will be 6D 10917 Northeast 9th Avenue, aluminum gates, Weichner.
Good evening.
Good evening, sir. What is the fence on the other side?
These are for two fences on each side. Basically, they will be the same aluminum fences.
So you're doing gates on both sides? Because
Yes.
the drawing only shows it on one side, the left-hand side.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's not showing both sides.
Okay, well, actually, it should be mirrored on the other side.
And since you have a pool, the code stipulates that there shouldn't be any gaps between the pickets. So
Okay,
they can't be climbable to get into the pool.
okay, well, it's quite far from the pool.
Yeah, but it's a climbing hazard for children to
Oh, yeah,
go over a
yeah.
fence.
Still
and get
flush,
into Yeah, so
flush.
the gaps, the drawing calls out a 1/2 inch,
Uh-huh,
but since there is a pool present on the survey, we have to dictate 0 gaps.
okay,
So that it has to be
flush.
together, yeah. I
Okay,
mean, it could be like, a bevel micro, but
okay,
not enough that it actually would be considered a gap.
yes.
Any other questions on the board?
No.
So this is both sides. So you'll have to submit a drawing with it showing both sides,
Okay,
okay?
yes.
Motion to approve. Second.
David Pablo, all in favor, say aye. Aye. Motion carries. All right, the same resident is 6E, 10917 Northeast 9th Avenue, patio aluminum roof. So, you don't have any lot calculations in your packet. We have a 50% maximum lot coverage that you're
Mhm.
allowed to build on, like
Mm.
any development, patios, pools, driveways, anything like that.
Mhm.
So without these roof structures and the new one that you're proposing, it appears you're pretty close to your 50% maximum lot coverage.
Mm-hmm.
So part of this packet should be a form that they supply that you fill in, you know, maximum, the lot is 10,000 square feet, houses 2,000 square feet, driveways 500 square feet, and you add them all up and it can't go over 5,000 or whatever half of your lot is.
Lot is, okay.
Yeah. So you're missing that.
Was there already an approved, permit for the new concrete pad in the back? Because that might, like, it references a new pad for the back, of pergola or whatever.
I think that would be part of what we're looking at.
Yeah.
Is the pad to go with it.
To go with the roof. Well, that's why I'm wondering is if in a previous one we approved just the pad, because that would be a different. permit.
Now, if you go back and look at the previous permit that we just approved, his fence, 6D, you can probably see what the lot looks like now. I mean, that your survey shows kind of what it is now.
Yeah, right now we have an existing aluminum roof also where the drawings indicate that we'd be replacing and adding to, and then we'd be constructing another one far off.
But you have a little kind of like patio there already
a-
out by the pool.
Yeah, like a Chattaquilla or whatever.
Kind of, you're going to make it a little bigger for the
Yeah,
structure?
renew it, make it a little bigger.
What is your
And
driveway? What do you have? It's
I
hard to
have
tell what it
a
is.
stamped concrete half circle that was done in 2018.
Okay, because it's not really clear on that first survey showing
Mhm.
the front yard.
Yes.
So we need to know what that is too. So,
Would that require an additional survey?
no, I mean, it's odd that it's not on the survey because you paid for the survey and
It's not present.
it doesn't say anything about a driveway in the front yard.
Okay, maybe that was a survey prior to the driveway.
Yeah. It just says concrete, like a
Mhm.
border or something like that.
Yeah, that was probably before.
Okay.
You didn't apply like a month ago or 2 months ago or anything like that. You didn't apply for a concrete, for that new concrete pad that's in the back that's 20 by 16. You're doing all of that now. with
Yes.
this. Yeah. And if you'd done it separately, then maybe that would have had the calculations, but I mean, we have to
Got it.
wait until we have the calculation.
Any other questions?
Also, if you go back to the previous application, the full survey is in there. The entire lot.
Yeah, that's what I was referencing, the front on the,
Yeah, it's in there, but it doesn't show a driveway. It just shows like a circular curve. or
Yeah.
So pretty much,
so we would probably table this right now for additional information
okay.
because we need to know what your lot coverage is.
Okay, so
um,
find out how much is occupying the lot if it's less than 50%, and then,
Yeah, what's existing, what's proposed, and the new proposed cannot go over 50%.
okay, of the space. Mhm.
There's there's a form on the, website that you should be able to open up and either, I don't know if you can type in or you have to print it and then write it in and then scan it back in. I'm not sure how it works.
Is that
But it does say house, pool, driveways. It has like a broke down.
Is that like the impervious calculation? Yeah, okay, so that sheet, all right. And then I submit that with the
Yeah,
calculations.
because right now we wouldn't be able to move forward because of that.
And regarding the driveway, do you need something more in
If
addition?
you could draw it on there and just show like, this is kind of what it is. We're not going to be measuring, but if you're like at 49.99%, we might say, okay, hey,
Yeah.
we're a little concerned that you're going to go over your maximum lot coverage. But,
Well, I hope not, because I'd
Yeah.
like to do more.
yeah. Might have to take up some of that patio or something, but
Yeah.
just keep that in mind, 50%.
Okay, all right.
I mean, there's a lot of drawings here. He's got a lot of drawings.
It's the standard, what most people use, the Miami-Dade approved hurricane proof.
And what color is it going to be?
It's gonna be white, and then the posts are gonna be titanium color, like the roof and the gate.
A motion to table pending lot coverage count.
Okay, Ed, David, all in favor, say aye. Aye.
Thank you.
The table is approved. Okay, so you're tabled, and what they'll do is you'll have to submit that, and then they'll, if it gets in time, you submit it in time for the next meeting, they'll put it on the next meeting.
Okay,
as a
so
new-
I-
As old business.
And I come back then next meeting.
if you
Okay.
like, yeah.
Okay, happy.
I mean, if looking at what you're providing, if you're at like 40% lot coverage,
Yeah,
I don't think there's going to be an issue with the board, so you wouldn't per se have to come. But if
okay.
you're pretty close, you might want to come and make your case, or if you're over, then you might want to consider cutting it back. a
Cutting it
little
back.
bit. Yeah.
Okay.
Alright.
All right, guys. Thank you so much. Happy New Year.
You too. Happy New Year. Did anybody else come in? Okay. I'm going to go to 6I 12022 Griffin Boulevard, impact windows and doors.
Good evening.
Good evening. All right. Horizontal sliders, fixed glass. What's the color, sir?
Bronze.
Bronze color?
Mhm.
Okay. And so windows 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 face the front of the house. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They're all horizontal rollers or fixed glass.
Motion to approve.
David, Ed, all in favor, say aye. Aye. Motion carries. We're good.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Have a good evening.
Yeah.
That's good. Before we go to discussion, did anybody come in that's on the agenda? Are you on the discussion or, okay, just want to make sure before we move to discussion items. All right, so I'm going to go to discussion 7B, 1014 Northeast 117th Street, new construction, third preliminary review. That's you, right, sir? Okay, do you have plans for us or are we just? This is the flat roof house, correct? I think we're just basically, we really had very few comments last time. And I think we also wanted to vote on it because Ed was not here at the last meeting.
Yeah, I would have approved it at the first meeting, so it's fine. I said I would have approved it at the first meeting, so it's fine. I voted.
The one big change.
Another room.
All right.
Yeah, basically, we address all the comments on the second round.
Okay.
And this third round is to meet the criteria.
Okay.
To refresh, we did a two-level roof. There's a difference of 24 inches between the two of them.
24?
Yes.
Okay, so you I think it was 12 last time, wasn't it? Did you increase it a little more or
No,
it was 24? Okay.
And then we address a comment about the pond and the mosquitoes. It's gonna be controlled by some air pump into it's gonna be a moving water.
Okay.
Also, we address a comment about the garage and the access to the ramp up. So we decide to have the cars on the driveway. We extended the driveway, have the 3 parking spots here.
Okay. So just keep in mind that this area here, you're not allowed to go over 40% lot coverage. So right now you might be a little bit over it in your proposed. So but the driveway is under a separate permit.
It's under separate permit, and also we're using permeable pavers. So
It's lot coverage. It's not,
Approved area, not pervious impervious. So whatever's driveway, doesn't matter if it's gravel, still counts towards that 40%.
okay, we can manage it.
so, but when you come back for your driveway permit, we'll be addressing that. So don't, it's not like we're approving this as like a master site plan. We're just saying, right now we're really focusing on the house per se, so you can get started on the house. And then you'll come in for all your sub permits, your windows, roof, everything like that.
So this is a house, no changes on the layout except for the workshop. And these are the elevations showing the 2 levels for the roof.
Mhm.
One of them is gonna be 24 inches from the other.
Okay.
Here you can see the step difference.
Mhm.
It's pretty much it.
Okay. Lot coverage, I think you're way under your 50%. Your setbacks were fine. We checked all that previously.
Correct.
Okay.
Okay.
I would suggest moving it to the,
It was 30.
Yes. So first motion approved to 6A.
okay, all in favor, say aye, aye, okay. So we're moving it to 6K,
And then motion to approve.
okay, David, Ed, all in favor, say aye, aye, you're good. All right, so you're on to the next department.
Fantastic.
Thank you, beautiful home.
Thank you.
Thanks for working with us, okay? Look. So it became 6JK. 6K was, they're both the same, David Ed, and then the other one was David Ed. Thank you. All right, next is also going to be discussion 7C 11807 Northeast 11th Place, new construction, first preliminary review. So we're going to go back up. You have something for us to look at, or you have questions?
We submit everything. So, all the permit application and, so that's, I printed out just in
Okay.
case.
Okay, so you previously came as discussion items the past 2 to 3 times you were here. But you didn't submit the permit until now, so that's why they're just going over the preliminary review. They'll decide whether or not, you don't need to go through all 3 reviews again. So that's the reason why you're here.
Okay, so we did the reviews under discussions.
So they came in to ask general questions regarding their plans,
Okay.
and they just finally submitted their permit application.
Got it. And we get to make the decision whether or not. Okay, got it.
Yeah, we submit everything and everything's fine. So,
Okay, so this is taking down the existing house. So new house is 10-foot setback, 30, 35, no, 30 here, okay. So rear setback, there's plenty. So your lot coverage was 14,600, new proposed total lot coverage.
That's just interior.
Yeah. I mean, you're still not at 7,000 square feet, but you would need to have a total lot coverage. The total proposed, you're saying your total proposed lot coverage is 2,064? That something seems a little, like, that would be the first floor of the structure itself.
yeah,
I think that matched.
No, because the proposal is 29.
2 floors.
No, yeah, 2 floors. Around 3,000 square feet.
Yeah, in the package online, it has like a coverage thing that's very close to that number, but I think that's from what the previous, like, because it has like a small house on it, right?
Yeah,
I think that it had that number broken down between like existing driveway and like a 13 or 12.
Okay.
So that would need to get.
So you're providing your tree survey, which is great, thank you. It doesn't look like, are you removing many trees?
is it necessary?
No,
It's, yeah,
we're
no,
not
no, not
removing.
that much.
Here's your tree legend. You got a lot
Yeah.
of different trees.
No, for the new construction, we are not removing the trees.
Okay.
This front entrance has like a little drop down for it, but the 2 main faces are at 20.
We can call the architect.
So this is lower. This is 22, and then you go up to 24. So you have your two roof levels. You have your
Mhm.
1 and 2.
Yeah.
With these like little eyebrows.
And you got a single story here, yeah. You have movement, you know, you're not blank walls. The second story setback, I'm just questioning that, I know we discussed that. On the because right now you're at 15 on the first floor, so you're fine,
Mhm.
okay, on the second story.
Yeah, yeah, we already checked with the last time when we stayed here.
Everything's,
We already
it's
checked with the
fine,
architect.
so-
I don't know if you remember the project.
Yeah,
Only need to show the south face.
so the south side that faces your neighbor is,
Exactly.
it's only these two small windows.
No, this is for the rear. This is for the rear. And let me show you in plans.
there, that one.
No, wait.
Blank.
This
One
side,
window, two windows, you got two windows,
Yeah.
1, 2. So it's here.
this is the neighbor, the left side.
There's 4 here. But you don't have it all uploaded? Okay.
The same, we upload everything.
Yeah, so in the package, there's this, but not this. Oh.
So my question would be on this wall here was, it does say, must provide, undulation or, and, movement to, so it's not a
Yeah,
big
not
blank
that
wall,
big, okay.
blank wall. So, you have a lot of architectural details
Yeah,
on the front
exactly.
that could be added
Some detail here to,
to
broke
break it up, so
the-
it's not a
the-
big wall,
okay,
Okay.
you know?
we can do it.
Yeah, just know that this
This
comes
is-
back.
It's a
Yeah,
patio,
so
yeah.
it's,
Yeah, it's a patio.
But you still have this entire two-story,
There's a portion.
No, this side, we don't.
you don't have it rendered,
no,
okay.
We don't have a
We don't
render
have
for
the
that
rendering
side,
from the
no,
back,
for
right?
that
But we
side,
can add
for
something
the
like
front,
this.
for the, yeah, no, we can add this like
Yeah, we
this.
can add something like this here, maybe.
The materiality you're saying.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Does it have on the overall like survey where the septic and ACs are? I mean,
No.
let's say, I guess, I'd say the lot calculations and then showing something interesting happening here. And then on this, I believe that we need to see like, hey, where are you putting your AC units?
Okay.
Okay,
I see.
And
should be,
like
should
you're
be,
talking about doing a pool potentially down the road, so
Mhm.
it also would be good to understand where you're planning on putting the septic system, which I'm
septic.
guessing is up there,
mhm.
but.
But it's-
This is gonna be with, MEPs,
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't want you to pay to do all the MEPs first, but to
Mhm.
just have an idea of like, hey, this is where we're planning on putting the septic. So that way we understand, oh, okay, cool, they're never gonna put like a driveway over that part
Okay.
or a pool in that part or whatever.
yeah,
just
yeah,
so
yeah,
that
yeah.
We can understand what it looks like in Vegas, but I would say,
It wouldn't hold you up with us, but it would just be nice to know.
Yeah.
Just so that we're not, if you're saying, I want to put a pool here and then I put my septic tank there, well, we're gonna be like,
Yeah,
well, that
well,
doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
But yeah, David's
Yeah,
right,
then-
just dress up this south wall,
Mhm.
lot coverage clarification. Any
But
other,
also because on your site plan, at least what I'm looking at here, you don't show like these walkways as hardscape. But on like your elevations and renderings, you have these big concrete walkways that go out to the street. The main
Yeah.
entry and.
Here. And here is the
Yeah,
entrance
okay,
for the.
Sorry, again, the one on Dropbox is not this developed. Okay, so
Oh,
you are showing
sorry.
it in this one. Okay.
Mhm.
So just make sure all that's
And-
included in your lot coverage, right? All this counts, all these walkways.
Yeah, and here will be a pool. And now the septic
You
on
will,
the,
you will have a pool? You will
yes,
eventually?
yes,
Eventually, yes.
yes. No, no.
Which you'll have to come back for another permit for
Yeah.
at the time.
Yes, for.
But you have a
another-
huge lot.
Yeah.
could have a
they
real
have
big
a
pool out
lot
there.
to do
Yeah.
first.
Mhm.
So,
And now the original septic is here. In the previous house is here.
14,000
Yeah, it's bigger. Mhm.
actually. 14,000.
14 and 6, yeah, it's bigger.
So,
At the corner.
so we can request, since it's very minor changes, just make these changes and come back to the next meeting.
Mhm.
Okay.
And if there's no any questions on the board, we should probably be able to move it
And
forward.
should I upload the changes on the website in
Yes.
CAP as
Yes.
well? Okay.
Okay, perfect.
And bring back a copy like this, it would be.
Sure.
you know,
Okay,
just
yeah, yeah.
much quicker than
Bigger than the,
we're all
Yeah.
sitting on our computers, so.
okay,
Thank
perfect.
you guys very much
Okay.
Thanks,
for,
Ward.
especially too, for doing like the couple of preliminary ones coming to figure it out, because it's, I think the end product looks nice, but it's always good seeing it done that way afterwards and waiting to. Can't do
Do you have
that.
plans or
You're
stuff?
very
Or-
welcome. You know,
Just gonna,
something
a
else.
discussion, okay. Okay. I wasn't sure if we had to, we should stay up here or not. Oh, yeah, okay, so just stay up here.
7D?
We have to resubmit those.
All right, so we're gonna move 7C to,
The minor changes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you are.
hold on just a second, let me finish this one.
Okay.
Deadline to submit is this Friday.
This Friday?
But if they make those changes, they should come onto the agenda as a voting item. So you'll move off a discussion, you'll become old business or new business, I don't know. Yeah, because the next time, if with those minor changes, if you have everything, we should be able to vote on it. So let's go ahead and move it. All right, so our next would be 7D 11925 Northeast 11th Place, site review. Hello.
So I am a renter. I moved in August, but I made a very naive decision and purchased a shed without getting a permit for it.
That's all right.
So what I did is I bought like, I have many more photos, but basically, right, like that's underneath it. I bought this shed and I bought it from someone who like sells sheds, not like he like flips them.
Yeah.
Okay, so he doesn't have any product information or anything like that. So I got the notice of violation, realized, wow, I understand now what I've done. But I wanted to come here and find out, okay, if I tell you how big it is and the lot size and all that, is it even worth me going the route of having, you know, a structural engineer draw up the plans and getting a surveyor so I can keep this shed? Like, is this something that this board would even entertain on this lot?
Well, it's just, the sheds are 10-foot by 10-foot max. And you're at 24.
I'm
20
240 square feet.
Yes, and it's a 100-square-foot
Oh,
lot, a maximum for a shed. Okay, and if you wanted to move up to an accessory structure, then you have to go into a whole bunch of different building
yeah.
requirements.
So what is this then? So on the Miami-Dade site, the residential properties, is that different in Biscayne Park?
Yeah, we have our own laws that
Okay,
are
so
different
that's
than,
why.
that are different than, Miami-Dade. We
Okay.
can be stricter than Miami-Dade.
Sure,
and
of
we-
course.
If you don't mind me asking, do you know how far away it is from the property line to like the two sides that it's?
Yeah, the
closest?
setback. So
Yeah.
I had him put it 5 feet from my neighbor and I'm like 26 feet from my back road. So I have like I don't think it's considered a double lot, but it's almost, it's like 11th Place to 12th Street. So I have a very large backyard.
Okay.
And it is movable. I mean, he brought it in on like a skid steer.
Yeah.
And I haven't tied it down. He said that, you know, he has someone who comes out with an auger and then drills in and can strap it down. But obviously now I want to go the right way. I really want to keep it, but now I'm understanding I can't even have this size as a
So
utility
if it
shed.
was an additional dwelling structure, then she has to be minimum at least 10 by 10 feet away from both.
Well,
both
It's
driveways.
three, it's 3 from the rear, 10 from the side.
Yeah, but I just don't think
If it was a
a shed wouldn't meet the building code requirements for an accessory structure. That's the problem, right? So now you're talking about block walls and, you know,
So.
So to
so-
be an accessory structure,
It's a real building, right?
it
But you can
could
be
be.
bigger, you can, yeah, it couldn't be a shed.
it could not be a shed. So I have to get rid of this.
Well, I mean, I'm noticing that it's made out of wood, wood framing and.
Yeah. Is it
aluminum.
modular? Can you reduce it?
Yeah. Just lop off,
Yes, I
like, and
could.
make it into.
I had not thought of that, but yes.
Because it's all timber basically, and
Mhm.
timber and aluminum.
Mhm.
So if you just chop it off in half and make it a 100 square foot instead of a 400 or whatever you said,
240,
240.
Yeah.
You could salvage part of it.
okay.
And then you also don't have to worry as much about moving it all over the place either, if you do that.
Okay. Okay,
Yeah, the only thing I would say is that would satisfy zoning requirements, right? We care about zoning regulations, right? So it's gonna be the size allowed by the zoning code, the setback compliance.
Okay.
From us, if you get approval here, you go to the building department. Then they're gonna wanna know more about how it's constructed. They're usually gonna ask for, documents that, that it's not gonna blow away in the next
Exactly.
hurricane.
that's what I'm trying
And
to
if
figure out.
this,
Like, is it
yeah,
worth it?
so
to
if
even
this
try, or do I
seller
just-
doesn't have anything, and you're having a preliminary conversation with us, you can go have the same conversation with the building official. Say, hey, guys, I have this shed, it's too large, I'm gonna potentially reduce it. What is it you're gonna need documentation wise? And then you can talk to the seller and maybe he can provide that, but
Or you.
I just don't want to go through all that trouble with us, and then the building department denies it after we say it's okay based
Or
on.
you could Get that feedback and then bring the engineer out and say, all right, this is what Biscayne Park needs.
Mhm.
If we cut this down, will you go back and check boxes A through F? So that then I have the information to give
Right,
to them, because they may say, oh yeah, if you cut it this way and attach it this way, blah, 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 I'm okay writing off letters and taking the photos and doing
Seems like
whatever, I'm
cross-breed
saying
thing.
that.
Yeah, I mean, it looks
And that's
pretty
fine. It's
legitimate
fine.
construction.
What is gonna be the most, like, affordable and tangible thing for me to do? Is it to do that way? Maybe I have to sister beam up a little bit or do something, to make it up to code, or do I just cut my losses? It goes and I have to buy a new shed that comes with like the product detailing and.
Well,
Whatever.
the one thing the one thing I would say is if you got that from Shed.
The code on shed.
You tell them, if you pay the cost of swapping it out, going from a bigger shed to a smaller shed, you might lose some money that he has to negotiate with you. But if, like, there's a chance that if you tell him, hey, dude, come take this one and give you one that's 10 by 10.
Yeah.
That might be a financially more viable option, but your backup is talk with the building people, talk to an engineer and say,
Okay.
hey, I need to make this 10 by 10. And if it's possible, I like that. I mean, to
But
me,
if it's
that's
10
what
by
I would
10,
solve. all
do we
this
know
with.
the requirements from inside?
What do you mean, like the way
Like what
it's
the building,
constructed?
yeah, like.
Well,
what-
that's gonna be up to the building official. I mean, you might even like call them and ask them to come by, say, hey,
Yeah.
they're pretty reasonable people.
Mhm.
You might wanna come by and say, listen, I'm trying to make this legal. If I cut it down to 10 by 10, would this what would I need to do to make it pass?
Or
Not-
if I
not-
switch it.
Not to throw a wrench, but it's also a 9-foot maximum height.
You know,
I'm
Probably might be a-
for that because I am 112 at peak. Yeah. Okay, so it.
we might,
His
Nice.
mentioning.
Yeah, that's all.
if we're talking 4 inches at the peak,
Yes.
we might,
Yeah.
we try to work with
We'll
people
just
too.
say that it's in the down.
Yeah.
But like you see all of these,
Yeah.
these are like the right types of brackets that you would want to see on this structure,
Uh-huh.
right? Now, the fact that there's electric running to a part of it, again, that's building engineer slash. that
How would they do something like
different
this?
one.
Throw straps across the top and then?
To anchor it down?
Huh?
I mean, typically they're anchored to a slab, right? Most sheds have a concrete slab and the shed is installed on top of the slab. Now, if he's gonna come and put auger piles like you mentioned and actually like fill them with concrete and then basically tie it down on each
Yeah, that's what
structural
he was-
post, probably works too,
Okay. Okay, I really appreciate your time.
But that would be a good question for the guy that sold it to you and say, hey, listen, how does this pass Miami-Dade or Florida Building Code windstorm?
Right.
Yeah.
You sold me something that it's not permitted bull.
Yeah. I mean, it doesn't, based on the pictures, it looks like it's fairly robustly built. So I'm assuming maybe he even has a generic set of drawings that you know, it was approved once and I just build it this way every time and I can pull this drawing out, who
Maybe.
knows, right?
Okay. Awesome. This has been really helpful. Thank you.
I wouldn't throw in the towel yet. I would
Okay.
investigate a little more.
Trying not
Yeah.
to.
It's a nice
I
shed.
know, it's
you know, Maybe a little smaller, so,
super needed.
thank you.
Fuck, already.
So that was a question on a shed. I think we answered her question. And again, 7C would be moved to the agenda if they come back with all the comments. All right, so we'll go back up to the top of our meeting. Of the minutes for next. Have the minutes from our meeting of December 16th, 2024.
Motion to approve.
Second.
David Scarlett, all in favor, say aye. Aye. Carries.
Vinograd is the guy that sits at.
Yeah. I remember. All right, so next on the agenda is going to be 5A, 826 Northeast 121st Street, temporary construction fence.
Doesn't indicate on that backside that's against the alley, it doesn't indicate whether or not there's.
I know.
existing fence.
I had the same question.
You see how there's the 1-story garage that opens onto that alley? It wouldn't make sense for there to be a gate that goes all the way across that garage, but on the right-hand side, it says chain link fence denoting the entire area, so that was the only part that was.
Yep, I think you're right.
So this is the B house. Okay, the apartment building on 121st. So they went before, and if I mess up something, they went before the demolition board, whatever it is, unsafe structure board in Miami-Dade County. They pled their case. They actually were able to convince them to give them 6 months, I think it is, to apply and to get a building permit for the renovation of the building. Okay. So, and then the board also said that they should get a construction fence to secure the property.
Sorry, you mean the Historic Preservation Board? Is that the one?
Safe structures.
Yeah, it's-
Oh.
So the county unsafe structure He's asking them to, gave them a directive that doesn't comply with our code, which is
Yeah.
you can't have a construction fence without a permit.
Yeah. So I would be like, what authority do they have to dictate us giving them a construction thing?
Well, the other thing too is it acts as if there's a, like down that one side, it acts as if there's like an alley plat, which there is, like, I guess if that's what, the way that it is. But that's just the next door neighbor's yard. Like there's no,
Yeah, and what is it that
no delineation.
what is the access gate on the side property going into the neighbor's right away? I mean, they're assuming that they're gonna be able to go down that property. Is there any trees there? Is there anything that's,
Yes, there's a ton of trees included.
so how are they gonna access from the side of this property?
Not only that, but if this per the county's directive is simply to secure the site, you don't need multiple access points, right? You need one. You don't have a permit for construction. You're not doing any construction. You're just
And why not
west of the county trying to secure the site.
why not access through the rear where there's an alley? There's actually an alley behind this property.
Yeah, I mean, I'm per the survey, there's an alley on the side, but I don't know what that.
But yeah, that's where there's no fence, the one on the rear.
The alley on the side is not an alley. It's actually it's just a right of way. It's a utility right of way that's owned by actually the village. So they're kind of asking to go access to their property through someone else's property. When there's a street and there's a alley behind.
Okay, but again, all that aside, our code requires you to have construction permit, put up a construction fence.
I mean, the problem is on that one-story garage, like, I'm looking at it through a satellite thing, it doesn't look like Google Street View lets me wander down that street. But it does not look like that garage area is fenced.
So on the right side, which is the east side of the property, is there an existing fence?
Right here, no.
No,
Right here.
that's the left side,
Here and
the left
right
side.
here.
We're talking about the right side.
Right here, there's nothing. Here, it says that there's a chain link fence, and on Google Street View, it's like big and bushy, and it's kind of tough to. I'll pull it up. Well, the issue is that for sure the fence doesn't go past the front of the house. So it would not connect the way that they've drawn it.
Okay, again, why are we getting the details? Like our code says, under no circumstance can a temporary construction fence permit be issued until a demolition permit and or building permit is approved for the site by the village's building department following the approval of planning board. So under no circumstance can you get a permit for a construction fence.
But what about this circle?
Under no circumstance. So why are we worrying about where their gates are? The code says you can't have it. End of story. You know, if the county wants to come tell us our code is not valid, okay,
But that's, well, I mean, I actually had the same question when I was told what the outcome of that meeting was. I was like, well, what authority do they have tell us to override our own zoning code?
and the answer you got was,
There wasn't really,
okay, so
just there, that board said that we should do that. I
I
mean,
make a motion to deny this application.
Second.
Well, let's give them a little bit of, guys, motion to deny because we don't have a.
Because our code explicitly says you cannot be issued a permit for a temporary construction fence unless you have a permit for demolition or a permit or a building permit. And they have neither, to the best of my understanding, correct?
but I think the issue, the thing is that they want the fence for protection, for safety.
I get it, but the same people were before us and made the same claim and we denied them previously because it's not how the code works.
I
So,
agree with you,
I
but
mean, they're welcome to board up the building and make it impossible to enter and keep it a safe, at that point, it's safe. Well, people, maintain their yard, board up the building. What do you need an unsightly fence around that property for another indefinite period of time?
Well, part of that law challenge.
So
So
my thing,
I was just, I
so-
was
so
just
can I
saying for him to say that, so then we could say second, and then it's on the record that as to why it is.
well, here's the thing, here's my concern, is that first of all, I agree. Second of all, I don't want it to look like we're not being cooperative because they are giving a 6-month timeline. And in 6 months, they haven't done anything, then they're tearing the thing down.
Ye-
Going back to that board and they're gonna say,
You think, I mean, if that with
think,
that board, you go back to that board and you ask for 6 more months and you go back to
They're gonna
that
give
board
us-
and you ask for 6 more months.
believe me, I,
There's no will to really force people to demo their properties on that board.
so, I just don't want to give the applicant and the ammunition to come back and say, okay, Biscayne Park's not being cooperative with your order. So my question is should we table it for more information on what the board deemed that we should be doing? They just threw this at us. I don't see any letter in here from the unsafe structure board. I don't see anything from our village manager saying, hey, you got to do this, or we got to do this. You know,
Well, and at minimum, the fence needs to connect around the entire property, which it does not do on at least 2 different sides.
so instead of looking like we're denying it, which we are, we're saying, hey, we need more information on this before we're gonna consider it. So would you consider that? Or you see what I'm trying to go at?
I understand.
A
I'm
motion to
fine
do
with
what
denying
Gage
it.
wants.
I mean, I made a motion. If it doesn't get seconded or doesn't get approved,
It was seconded.
Yeah.
so it can still get voted down and someone else can, make another motion, but
I was hoping to get a,
sorry. Again, our code is pretty explicit. I don't really care if the county has some other agenda. County gave them 6 months for their demolition. I mean, for their, to get a permit. That's the county's purview.
and I think that there's also, the lenders are very much involved in this because of the fact that there's a liability if somebody gets hurt. There's an entire backstory for, this building's been sitting empty as long as I lived in the park.
Well aware. I've
20-something years.
seen all the,
Been sitting there like that, so.
What I would say is I'm totally fine voting to, in your motion to deny, as long as on the record it's saying some version of what it is that you said. I would say, bullet point number 2, the fence needs to be enclosed the entire property, which based off of this application, it is not.
Okay. What is the section of the code that you're referencing?
it is
Like I said,
section 18.5 and section 18.5.2.
So can you write that down? 18.5? So it's it's not in compliance with 18.5
Particularly 18.5.2.
and 18.5.2.
And also it needs to, even if it
Well, I
wants to
think-
be.
Point 2 is what says it needs to go all the way around, right?
Oh, sorry. No, point 2 is the section of the code, 18.5.2.
Yeah, I know, but what section of 18.5.2 does it say it has to encompass the entire,
No,
all 4 sides
to
of
be
the?
clear, 18.5.2 is about under no circumstance shall you issue it unless that's that. As far as being around the entire property, that's point 1. Basically, the temporary construction fence shall be installed on the front, side, and rear property lines, but in no event shall said fence encroach into the right of way. And that basically says this shouldn't be construed to require a temporary fence if you already have an existing fence. So basically, point 1 is
So 18.5.1 and point 2. So it's not in compliance with those. We have a motion, we have a
So-
second.
exactly motion to deny based on failure to comply with 18.5.1 and 18.5.2.
So we're very clear with the attorneys that are involved with this, that this is why this is being. Motion, I have a second. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Anybody opposed? You're opposed? Okay. All right. So the motion carries 5-0 to deny. And you're clear on why we did it. Okay, so 5B, 1002 Northeast 117th Street, concrete pavers, PB EP3 LLC. And they can come back in 2 weeks with with the manager just telling us what the reasoning is. We meet in 2 weeks. All right, lot coverage, 19 and 11, so we look good on the lot coverage.
Is this back just because it didn't go to the right of way before? had no approach.
I think so. It's just a typical concrete with something in
I
between.
think that it would,
I remember.
It stopped at the property line. Okay,
so motion to approve.
David, Ed, all in favor, say aye. Aye. Carries. Okay, next will be 5C, 11210 Northeast 10th Avenue, concrete slab. Oh, is this the one that, this is the one that we denied last time because of maximum lot coverage? Total lot coverage, 55%. So did they do anything different? Or, so we already denied this once.
Well, slab was the make or break? or-
Well, no, but if you look at what they're claiming that they have already, they're already at 55%. So now they want to add, even if they took off the little, whatever, by, whatever that is, concrete
Yeah.
slab, they're still over their property line.
Yeah, our last minutes, or our last meeting minutes said, proposed improvements are calculated 55% total lot coverage, and proposed improvements are over total lot
Yeah.
coverage for.
So did they change anything on this application? They just
So
Scarlett, you made the motion to deny last time, and I seconded it. If you want.
Motion to deny.
David, Scarlett, David, all in favor, say aye. So we're denying it again. Well,
It's a hell of a way to.
I'm back on the agenda unless there were some kind of changes, right? Well, something changed, and let me look at the very bottom of the page. I don't see anything different. And they should check with their things too, because I live over there and I think 10th Avenue has a gas line that goes all the way down 10th Avenue, down by you. Maybe it stops somewhere, but at 100, at 10th and 114th, there is a gas line in the median.
Sitting in front
Yeah, no, we have on Griffin, he's talking about the one on 10th. Yeah, my house has natural gas and that big ass generator runs off.
Not all of Griffin has it, by the way. Coming from the north, it stops at my house. Nobody south of me has it. So there must be a line from the south that comes a certain distance and stops as well. Sorry,
It
sidebar.
does our house. Wait until the sidebar after this when I tell you guys the most interesting news about Griffin.
Okay, so 6B, 1000 Northeast 120th Street, exterior remodel, Aguilar.
It has a window permit and a driveway permit that it references.
of the windows.
It could be, this is one of the ones that
Interesting.
doesn't show anything for the interior.
I mean, I guess because they're demoing a little planter. So it's probably, pretty modest, just cosmetic changes on the outside. Getting rid of these little brick planter.
Right, some small changes to like where the windows and doors were.
So they're fixed, they're horizontal rollers.
But it
What are we voting on?
References other permits, WD 24-40 is the window permit. Driveway permit is DWS 24-45. So I would say motion to approve because this doesn't even.
Maybe they just decided they wanted to demo these planters and do a little more and they're just getting,
Everything ultra sealed.
But where's the driveway? I don't see the driveway. I see a survey, but there's nothing
Yeah, but that's.
highlighted on the survey.
Different purpose.
where do you see notes, David, about?
So if you read the first page in the description of work, exterior structural alteration, and then it says window permit.
Oh, you're talking about the permit application.
Yes. Yeah, permit, sorry.
So the windows?
Yeah, again, it looks like they have old window permit, old driveway permit from 2024. And again, maybe they're just kind of doing a little more on the exterior and being ultra safe, you know, not taking out those planters without getting permission.
Right.
New grand stair that wraps around. So they're doing like a little two-step stair on the corner. I think it's just kind of modest, little additional stuff on the exterior that they want approval for.
Okay, but we're not we're not approving a driveway because I don't see anything with a driveway.
That's on a different permit.
Okay, so we would do, it would be the exterior, including the windows, correct?
Correct.
Again, I think the windows are separate. as
Those
well.
are on different permit.
So right now it's just exterior, so.
It's literally just those,
Great.
it's really just taking out that planter and adding some steps.
Motion, please.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Ed, David, all in favor, say aye, aye. Motion carries for exterior renovation. Okay, next, 6C, 1009 Northeast 116th Street, metal. roof.
I looked at this earlier and see something that indicated slope either, and there's no photos of the patient, so.
So it's a 312, we're missing the documents. And what is the exact color? Because it looks kind of blue. In this, well, this is the Miami-Dade thing, so.
I don't think color, we don't have the overhang fascia requirements.
Oh, hold on. Nope, that's Miami-Dade.
Is it a deny or table? When does that clock thing go into effect? Or it can't be on anymore? That as of 1/1/2025?
Well, that's,
Wasn't the whole point they took us out of that time frame? Like,
yeah,
we're
but they
set-
haven't second read that ordinance yet, which I think is tomorrow night at the commission meeting. So right now, we're in that gray zone. But if we have to deny it. So right now, we would deny it based on the fact that there's no information on the overhangs and all that. And then that kind of restarts the clock because we denied it. You know, we were saying not complete, application not complete, so that was a motion to deny, David? Second. Ed, all in favor, say aye. Aye. Denying that.
Oh, there's no way for us that statute gives municipalities 5 days to notify applicants. So we don't have hearings every week. So if someone submits something tomorrow for the next agenda meeting, and then it comes to us 2 weeks later, we've already.
That's why we're being moved to, we're becoming development, we're reviewing development permits. So we're not gonna be part of that timeframe. 6F, 11501 Northeast 10th Avenue, demolition. Oh, Mr. Ortiz. Okay, so let's see what he's demoing. This is the guy that's dividing his property in half? Okay, what is he demolishing? He's subdividing his lots.
It was like a little bit of one building that went onto the other, right?
Well, he has to take out the big chunk between the garage and if you look at page A-03, you can see where the new property is at. And then look to the left and see where the existing house is at. So why does the existing house look like it's really close to the property line, the new property line? He has to have something overlaid on, oh, I see it. Oh, I see. He's gonna, if you look at page A-04,
It is really close. So
but he's taken out
he has to
like
take quite a chunk of both.
both houses out, 10 feet on each side,
Yeah, the first page says 10 feet of garage and 10 feet of
house. So if you look at A-04, then he'll be in compliance with the setbacks.
Is he
He really wants to do this.
these structures?
He's probably just subdividing it to sell off one of the lots.
But, all right, if he's
mean, there's some structural issues of taking out that wall.
But what's left on the lot that's leaving a smaller structure?
75 feet and 77.
No, not the setbacks, but what is the actual, is it a dwelling unit?
It's gonna be it's gonna be a structure. It's gonna be
Yeah, but it's got no plumbing, it's got no bathroom, it's got no kitchen, so it's not a dwelling unit. So he's creating a non-compliant
Demo the whole thing.
no, but
whole thing, or he has to
Make it-
submit plans for what he's doing with it. Because right now we'd be granting permission to do demolition. I get it for the lot split. But what's left over on one lot is a non-compliant structure.
but if somebody bought a lot in Biscayne Park and just wanted to put a garage on it, they could do that, as long as it meets all the setbacks.
No, they can. It's, the code requires we're single-family zone. A garage is not a single-family home. You need a bathroom, you need a bedroom, you need a kitchen.
Take that.
No, yeah, but it's not, you can't just put a garage on a property in the village, no. So I think he has to come with a set of plans that it's a demo and new construction for whatever he's doing.
Or
with these
demo
two.
that side entirely.
Or just take the whole structure off, of course. He could do that, he could clear a lot, but right now he's leaving a non-compliant, creating a non-compliant structure.
We did check that in that zone C that 75 and 77. is acceptable.
Well, that's the entire village. 75 is the minimum width in the entire village. It's the lot cut, it's the minimum lot size. You can't, they're less than,
By the way, our dwelling units are minimum size too, right? So he'd have to make sure that that little box is gonna meet the minimum dwelling unit square footage too.
Like I was gonna say,
Can't have a 200 square foot
some
house.
6,000 square feet. Minimum lot in zone C is 6,000.
No, I know, but what I'm saying is for us to give him approval to demolish, we don't know what he may never do anything, right? So suddenly we have two little boxes that don't meet the requirements for single-family dwelling, units in the village.
Well,
The
but
minimum dwelling size for that is 1,400, which means that the other one. might-
Exactly.
So here's the thing. So if he, let's just, right now, the way the application is, this is one lot. So if he does what he wants to do, he's gonna have a single family house with a detached garage, which is allowed under our code.
The second that he tries to split
But
it.
then when he splits it, because he's doing it because he has to have the lot clear in order to split it.
Right now, under this application, it's a little confusing because he has a property line shown hypothetical, but right now, all he's doing is an detached accessory structure, which is permitted.
But when he goes to separate them, then we're gonna be like, okay, well now,
But that separation goes through us or it goes through?
well, once it's clear, which I believe we've already written the letter saying that we've already voted that he can do it. Because he didn't want to go down this path unless he knew that we would be agreeable. So the county is not going to separate it until they know that it's clear.
I mean, his existing structure that is the house on the one side is gonna be under the minimum acceptable size by 620.
The bigger one or the smaller?
The bigger one.
Yeah, they're both right.
Yeah, because it's only gonna be 778 feet when it's
So
done.
I get your point that currently, as a single lot,
It could be less than 1,400 square feet.
The left side, yes. Yeah, I mean, frankly, it's gonna, unless you add back the detached garage that exists.
but if you add up the two boxes, what you do?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So if you add back the other one, then that adds 400 feet. So then you're still under 1,400 feet, only at 1,178.
so he's creating a non-compliance, or even if it's a single lot.
yeah, no, we definitely can't approve it.
Now take that.
That is a conundrum.
What we should do is, I mean, we could do a lot split with condition that he's gonna demo the whole thing.
Or he could come with permits for what he
He
would
plans
do.
on trying to. Not sure how cost effective it is personally, but.
But yeah, he would still be under by at least 222 feet.
We provided him a letter.
They-
I mean, that's what I would say is that he could come come in with a lot split application and then we condition that he has to demolish the house.
But I think that he went in the earlier applications that he did, he wanted to keep walls and stuff like that.
Use that structure.
Yeah, expand the footprint.
He did come in with plans and
Yeah. Okay, multiple times. Like, yeah, the one structure is 400 feet and the other one's 770.
wish, I mean, he's been here for all these other meetings. I wish he was here. Casa. I don't disagree with him subdividing his lot.
He shows that he meets the minimum lot.
He meets the minimum lot sizes, but the minimum structure size, which he very helpfully included the table here, the minimum structure, it needs to be 1,400, and he's at, the combination of the two of them is at 1,178. Which is a big whack whack.
The thing is, he can't do the
He
lot
can't
split.
do
until
lot
he
split
has-
until after he's demoed that
Yeah,
20
that's-
feet.
this is the whole point, right? He's going through
Yes,
the
that-
process. We won't let him split it until there's
Yeah.
not a
He
structure
has to,
sitting on the property.
yeah, he has to demo it and add it back onto the other side.
But
The
that's
problem
that's
is
what
he doesn't
wants to
want to
demo.
demo it. All of the building designs that he gave us was like, this is how I'm reusing this wall.
But what about if he comes back with the plans of what he wants to do in each level?
That's
Then
what
that
he,
would be
that's,
okay.
yeah, this is before your time. That was how this whole thing started, was him showing what he wanted to do and,
We were walking him through, how do you do it, you know?
but the thing is he was trying to use like parts of the existing buildings versus not just knocking, because if you knock them both down completely, then you
Yeah, this would have been
do that right now.
a lot easier. Just demo the whole thing, come get the lot split and move on. But
But this permit is only to subdivide the lot.
no, this is a
It's to
demolition.
demo 20
The
feet
middle
of it,
house.
then the next step would be to do that. But the problem is, as soon as he deletes this 20-foot corridor by 24-foot corridor out of the house, then it becomes less than 1,400
Oh,
square
but
feet.
that's what I'm saying. He comes back with two plans, something you know.
For the
what he wants to do.
additions, yeah.
For the addition, then you say, he's gonna say, okay, when I do this, it's gonna be 1,500, it's gonna be 50. It's fine. Then we can say, okay, based on your future plans, we could, you know.
Agreed, yeah, that makes sense.
So he's going through the steps that we asked him to do, but I think there's got to be, what is the next step beyond that, you know?
Yeah, but the problem is.
Which I agree, thank you.
Yeah, the problem is that kind of can't just go off of like, oh yeah, this is the plan, this is what I'm going to do, so allow me to demo it, like, this part right now. Because then if later on he's like, yeah, screw it, I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
Well, that's,
We're stuck.
But that's how you demolish, like, you demolish the old house. Hey, this is what I want to do, you approve it, then I got the.
the difference is that if you had just, let's say, that's what you did, right? That's what, our requirements changed.
That's what they're,
Now we can't, it used to be that if you wanted to demo a house, we could require you to present what you're gonna put in its place. Now we can't. State said you can't do that. If someone wants to demo, you can. But let's say you had demoed and done nothing. Still have an empty lot that was perfectly viable and was perfectly compliant size and all that, and you could sell it. If this guy demos, does what he wants, but then nothing else happens, now you got potentially two lots or one lot that has a structure that doesn't. So we're enabling the creation of a non-compliant scenario. You taking down your home and doing nothing doesn't, we're not creating a non-compliance by enabling that.
And there's also not technically anything in this packet that says that he's putting walls on either of his.
well, what's that last part right there? Page number S-02, it looks like a lot of concrete block. Like with a lot of, details.
This doesn't tell me where it's going, but I don't know. At the very least, I would table this for now and have him come next
People
time.
ask him to come in.
To
for the next
work
meeting.
through, we know what he's trying to do. We want to help him, but we also can't just give him anything he wants and not worry about complying. So motion to table.
Ed, Scarlett, all in favor, say aye. Aye. A motion table, and ask Mr. Ortiz if he can come in to speak to us with the plans for the new structure. Next would be 6G, 11636 Northeast 7th Avenue, pool. Okay, so. Pool setbacks are fine. It's in the middle, 11, 14, 23. Lot coverage is what we need to look at. Just on the survey.
House. Construction document for the house, no?
Windows.
But is,
108-page application for a pool permit, usually be 3 pages.
Is this something we approved?
we did, and now they're coming in for the pool. 108 pages.
I don't think there's any pool drawings. Like when they go past us, they're just gonna get denied by the building department.
Well, the last page is it's a pool drawing. So the last page number, the page number 107.
Five sheets out, she had drawings.
Yeah, it's in the back. It's kind of where it's on the main. There it is. Page number 102, there's the pool. 12 foot, 19, yeah.
The issue is we have updated house.
I think it's the same size that's on the,
So it says 46%, 4,970. Use, buildings 3,452, swimming pools 484, driveways 807.
oh, they're at 46% with the,
4,970 out of 10,000.
it's 484 square feet, they're saying. They're at 4,970 square feet. So they're at 46% lot coverage. Is that a motion by Ed and Scarlett?
I don't think either of us said anything, but I'll
Oh,
make a motion.
Oh,
to
well, I
approve.
thought I heard Scarlett say second.
Second.
Okay, Scarlett, then David, all in favor, say aye.
Edward, then David, but yeah.
Poor Scarlett, that was put words in her mouth, but
Well, I know, I thought I heard her say something. So. 6H, 12021 Northeast 11th Place, driveway. Thirty-eight point five and 40. What does it look like? 10, 20.
sleuth that 46 to David. Suspect, right on like that. It's the square with the. Good luck.
Looks pretty good.
They didn't want to figure out the math either with the curves.
So we're at a 75-foot lot and it's 30 feet total with a flare, 5-foot flare, whatever. So It's close. Motion?
Motion
Okay, I'm sorry, who was the first?
Me.
Scarlett, then Scarlett Pablo, favor say aye. Aye. All right, next 6J.
There, I mean, it's 30 feet of concrete going across without counting the flares, and then a 30-foot swale. So that's 900 feet, and they said that they were using 600, right? I think that their math is wrong both directions. It's a 75-foot wide. What's the width of the total lot?
75.
So everything.
5 minus
upside
30.
down. Five. So like their actual number is 2,250. So if I, let's just add 50 for that little thingy. 950 divided by 2250. It's 42%, but if I do 900 divided by 2250, then they're exactly 40, so whatever. They did their math wrong, but got the right answer.
All right, we already approved it.
That's good.
All right, 6J. 6J, 12025 Northeast Fifth Avenue, renovation addition.
Rusty in the new year. I just want to call us out here.
It's a nice looking driveway.
But
I think it's a nice looking driveway.
yeah, but we got steamroll over here where every time you open your mouth, he's saying that you're saying that something's proved.
Is this the subdivided thing again? Or is this another one? 12025 Northeast Fifth Avenue. This is like the old Olis property? Andrew Olis property? Is this one half of it? The two houses that, you know, they're the two modern houses where they subdivided the lot on Fifth.
Is it? Is this not what?
What is,
No, but this can't be because this is an existing house. Adding on.
this is not that Olis property, this is another house. Okay, so renovation and addition. All right, let's see.
Oh, I know this house. This is the house that the corner of it is the, or it's the next door to the.
This is the house that they enclosed the garage without a permit
Yes.
and added all that glass, which apparently is Art Gonzalez's.
Well, that's, but I think he sold it. It's the new owner that I
And
believe.
they also did something wonky with the fence. I remember looking at this on, to try and figure out the fence.
So this is an addition in the rear. Wow, look at that thing. Wow, it is big. How tall is this thing? 27, 26 feet? This maximum building height, 27 feet. That's, oh, they subtracted the one maybe?
Are we cool with the way that they fill in the gap from the down slant on the existing home into this expansion?
So I think this needs to be 3 reviews and not, this is a pretty massive addition. This is not like, this is just they put a little thing on the back. I mean, this is
Yeah.
massive.
To me, I would prefer, right, just starting off from a visual appetite rather than have it like start on a downhill slant and then fill and then go up. It's like at least make it makes it even bigger, but at least make this part line up with the downhill slant.
I mean, look at,
This very clearly is just a second house put behind a first house.
yeah, look at the S-0.1, page number 24. And look at that front elevation and it's literally, there's no relation between the addition and the front house. You have this very low,
Second house behind it. Also, at some point, aren't they, like, in this whole process, aren't they gonna get pinched for their little driveway game? Or their garage game?
well, that we have to question.
That's what I was looking at on it.
This thing to remain.
So should we deny this and ask them to come in and?
That's a little asterisk that says super duper.
I mean, we can't,
permitted.
I don't think you're gonna get 3 votes to approve it, so let's put it that way.
No, I'm just saying, that's why I'm totally for denying it, but I'm just saying we should ask them to come in and we should move it to a discussion item. At the-
Deny and motion, I don't know if it's one motion to move this to discussion.
Okay, so I have a motion to deny, second, anybody? Scarlett, all in favor, say aye, aye. We're denying it, and then we're requesting that this come back in as a discussion item. 'Cause this is a pretty massive renovation, this is not just like a,
We also. No permits on all of the windows that they're showing on the existing structure to inform that possibly.
we can ask that question, we can just say, what was the permit that was issued to enclose the garage? This is like, wow,
Curious too, because it shows it's an office, I guess, in their drawings, and it shows it has a finished floor elevation of 8'6". Glass goes down to the floor, it's not like it's sitting on the pipe.
I mean, they went through a lot of drawings, they always do this without actually coming in for. Session. All right, so next, 7A, 724 Northeast 119th Street, new construction, are they here? No discussion? Is there anything in the Dropbox? 7A,
Rendering in one photo, I would say this doesn't count.
oh, it's,
Some,
this is not, what's his name? This is not the one over in the corner with the, no,
The issue is
Northeast 119th Street, 724 Northeast 119th Street.
one,
Well, it's a discussion item, so
it's
it's,
here to discuss it, it's
I
not.
wasn't- I'm not counting this as a first. So, all right, so.
Present for discussion.
so there's nobody here to present it, so we're not really reviewing it, and it is one flat roof. Wow. It's a box. All right, so, no, there's no one to review with, no, no, there's no one from the application or discussion. Okay. Any other business? Okay, our next meeting is, I believe, is it on here? It's because the 20th is the Martin Luther King, so it's the 21st, I believe. Our next meeting is on the 21st? Yes. Is everybody gonna be here?
January 21st, is that what you said? Yeah.
Just send an email.
I will be here Tuesday.
So the 3 of us. So just the 2 of you, please send your emails saying that you're not gonna make the meeting, and then as long as we stay in quorum, we should be all right. All right, so motion to adjourn? Okay, Ed, Pablo, all in favor, say aye, aye, we're adjourned, okay. All right.
We might just want to know the